Hi. First of all, update. My back still aches from falling down the stairs on the last vlog, and I've still got like slight scabs up my elbow and on my hands from when I carpet burned myself all the way down. Yeah, that went well. But there is also some other bad news that I need to share, and if you've not already read it, Battle of Hell is closing in January, which I'm really sad about because I went to see Battle of Hell and couldn't hear anything for the next day at all. Deaf as a post I was. It was brilliant. Jordan Luke Gage was the cover strat during that night, and he has since become the leading man, which I have blogged about excessively and been so excited about, and jumped up and down when I read that, and I was really overjoyed for him. And I'm kind of sad that he's got his moment in the sun and then it's going to close on him. I feel that's really grim. I also feel it's a bit sad that it's closing at the same time as Kinky Boots, which is another fantastic show that is vacating the West End, and I'm kind of upset about that because I thought that had all the hallmarks of a really long runner. I really did. I'm massively surprised about that one. So yeah, bit sad really, and it kind of got me thinking about some of the shows that are in the West End and some of the shows that are coming to the West End, which I am excited about, don't get me wrong. But I'm kind of sad that they're at the expense of some others that I really will miss. But I was thinking about Kinky Boots specifically, and I feel that it doesn't always get the love that it deserves. And neither does Bat, to be fair, and a couple of other shows, in that they're often labelled by critics or people who try to be really highbrow as just a feel-good musical. And I wanted to have a minute to have a bit of a rant about that as a phrase, because it always bothers me, okay? Why is a feel-good musical, because they always say it in a bit of a way, why is that less worthy than something big and kind of serious and almost Shakespearean? Why is that less important? Why is that less good? I mean, these shows, Battle of Hell, in all fairness, is not Shakespeare. It's not. Let's call a spade here. But I would say that nobody in the entire crew, or Jim Steinman when he first thought of it all those years ago, I dare say that none of them thought, do you know what, I want to make this really highbrow, and I quite fancy doing a bit of Ibsen. Nobody thought that. They just wanted to do a musical that put some brilliant songs with some brilliant singers, told a story, and got the audience cheering. What is wrong with that? I can't see anything wrong with that. I have never, in all my years of going to the theatre and going to see shows, going to West End Live, doing all these things, I have never once got talking to somebody before, during or after a show where they've said, oh yeah, I saw such and such a thing, it was alright, but I felt amazing afterwards and I actually wanted to be depressed. I've never yet come across that person. If anybody knows that person, just unfriend, seriously. I just don't understand why people think feeling good when you leave a show is a bad thing. I can't weigh it up. Don't get me wrong, Les Mis is not the cheeriest show around. You do feel faintly sad at the end, and if I ever get to the end of Les Mis without mascara running down my face, then that'll be a first, quite frankly. But the issue for me is you still feel fired up and feel quite powerful after it. So in a way, you do feel quite good. But where is the line between feeling good like that and feeling good like when you leave Kinky Boots? I don't really understand the differentiation between it. If you want to go see Chekhov, go see Chekhov. But to say that a show like Battle of Hell or Kinky Boots isn't Shakespeare is fundamentally misunderstanding the purpose of the show and fundamentally misunderstanding the target audience. It'd be like saying that a pantomime or a puppet show wasn't highbrow enough. Who cares? It's entertaining for its target audience and it's ticking the boxes. Nobody wants it to be anything else. And you know what? Actually, Kinky Boots is something else. Kinky Boots is bigger than a feel-good show. Yeah, you feel amazing when you come out of there. I challenge anybody to sit through Kinky Boots, get to the finale of Raise You Up, Just Be, and not feel amazing and not have a grin on my face, okay? I was beaming when I left that show, absolutely beaming, because it just makes you feel fantastic. You know, there's a really important message to Kinky Boots. And it's the message of like acceptance and being yourself and supporting other people into finding their way in the world and supporting your friends and just accepting them for what they are. And, you know, as they say in the finale, you change the world when you change your mind. Don is not a big fan of Lola when she first arrives at the factory. He doesn't understand her. He doesn't understand drag queens and their way of life and who Lola is as a person. It kind of upsets him and he thinks that it offends his masculine sensibilities. And then in the end, he's donning the Kinky Boots and helping out to support his friends at the factory and to support Lola and to support the family that he's created out of these people. And you know what? That's really, really important. I have read reviews of Kinky Boots and tweets to Kinky Boots and that they've retweeted and stuff. And so many people have said that it taught a huge lesson about acceptance, that it's been used as a tool, you know, for schools and things, like old kids going on school trips as part of whatever in the world they call PSE nowadays. It was PSE when I was at school, I imagine it's called something different now. But yeah, it's a big message and it teaches people something. So to kind of dismiss it as feel good, as if somehow there is nothing redeemable as a lesson or a feature in it, I think massively underestimates Kinky Boots and musicals in general. You know, lots of musicals make you feel good when you leave, but generally you feel good because you've been affirmed for something. You know, Kinky Boots, you've been affirmed that, yeah, you can do what you want. You can do anything. People support you. People should support you. And you should support other people. And that's why you feel really good. You know, you leave other musicals, you leave Les Mis feeling good because actually Jean Valjean has tried to do the right thing and looked after Cassette and has got his redemption. And you feel good about that because it affirms you that if you look after people and do the right thing, you too will have this. You know, there's so many musicals. I could go through every single show in the West End and I bet you there will be like an affirming message in there. If they've not, then the writers haven't done the job. You know, Bat Out of Hell, another prime example. Strat and Raven support each other and are there for each other and don't let anything stand in the way of them getting together. And even Raven's mum and dad, even though they're going through all their difficulties, they actually say, "Look, I am willing to make an effort for you in the end. Let's try." That's pretty affirming. That makes you feel good. There isn't an unhappy ending where it's like, yeah, we're fine, but you know what, they're getting a divorce on your bike, kid. That doesn't happen. Everybody feels good at the end of it. What's wrong with that? You know, if you want to have a form of entertainment where you feel really depressed at the end of it, then bring back hanging. You don't go to the theatre to have a crap night. You just don't. Whatever you see, however highbrow you think you are, if you come out feeling impressed, then you know what, it's a feel-good show. Don't use that word if you're going to use it despairingly. So yeah, sad about Bat Out of Hell and Kinky Boots closing. Went off on a slight tangent there, but it does honestly rattle my cage when people say feel good, like it's just a bit of cheese and, you know, you don't really have to pay too much attention to all the messages because, you know, it's just an excuse for a song. Not like that. Absolutely not like that. I mean, there's some good stuff coming. I'm excited for Charlie Stempton playing Bert in Mary Poppins. That is honestly one of the best pieces of casting news I have heard since Jordan Luke Gage's Strat. Like, he was incredible in Half a Sixpence, throwing himself around the stage, like, jumping up and down on, like, things that were, like, year high, whilst singing and whilst dancing. You know, get on YouTube, right? Do me one favour, get on YouTube and watch Pick Out a Simple Tune from the London Palladium show. Oh my god. I only went to go see that show for that. I mean, that's pretty good, isn't it? I was thinking to myself, oh, I'm not sure if I fancy this show. Saw that on London Palladium and I was like, I'm off. I've got to go. So I went to go see that. Charlie Stemp blew me away. So, yeah. As Bert, I can only imagine what he's going to be doing. I can only imagine how fantastic he's going to be in that. So, massively looking forward to that. Massively. Also, things like Waitress and Dear Evan Hansen are coming over. which I've been listening to the soundtracks of those for a little bit on like Spotify and stuff, and I've heard like rave reviews from Broadway, so interested to see that. And Come From Away is coming with Rachel Tucker, who I love. Rachel Tucker, she's so nice. I met her at West End Live, not this summer, last summer, and she was doing a sound check, and she came and walked down the queue, and everyone was like, "Oh, how was the sound check?" And she went, "Oh yeah, it was alright, but I never really enjoyed them because you was like that in there. You know, I'm really excited, can't wait to see you all this afternoon. It's really hot. Have you all got enough water? Please tell me you've all got sun cream. Does anyone need anything? You're all okay?" You know, she was so nice. Stopped to chat to us all for like 10-15 minutes, and then she was like, "Alright, I'm off. Gotta go start getting ready. I'll see you all this after." I'm chuffed to busting that she's got that. That'll be amazing. But yeah, I'd be interested to see if anybody uses the phrase "feel good" to describe any of them. I think that people use that as a get out of jail free card when they don't want to admit that something that on paper looks quite fluffy actually has a big message and takes them by surprise, because I feel that it makes people feel a bit shallow that they haven't clocked that theatre has a bigger agenda. And it should. It definitely should. You know, I'm sad that the audience dynamic, I think, might change a bit in the West End. You know, when I went to see Bat Out of Hell, there was a group of like 5 guys sat next to me. Like, they hadn't been dragged by the missus, they hadn't been, you know, dragged by their other half or anything like that. It was just 5 guys on a night out going to see a musical with some rock songs in it. That's what it was. And there was, you know, I walked into the lobby, I was quite early, because I have a fear of getting anywhere late, so I got there quite early. And the next people in after me into the lobby to wait for the doors to the auditorium to open were a father and son. I have never seen that. I've been going to the theatre for years. I have never seen a father and son go to see a show together. And that struck me as really weird, because it strikes me as a thing where men go because their wives want to go see a show. I've never come across a situation where 2 men have gone because they both want to go see something. That's highly irregular for me. So I thought that was really interesting. I thought that was really cool that these 2 guys maybe wouldn't necessarily have gone to the theatre to see anything else together. They might have gone with their respective other halves, or, you know, whatever as part of a group, but I don't think that they'd have gone together. So that's really interesting. Also, the first time I saw We Will Rock You, sat next to me, taking up the remainder of the row, which incidentally I was on the same seat as I was for Bat Out of Hell. Yeah, were 12 Canadian bikers. I think there was 12. There was at least 10. I'll be honest, I lost count. And I got talking to the one nearest to me, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we're from Canada. We're like a part of a group. We go biking together. We're mates. We've come over to the UK. We wanted to see London, and we love Queen and Freddie Mercury, so we have to come and see this." I mean, you can't tell me that 12 Canadian bikers would have gone out of their way to go see, like, I don't know, Phantom of the Opera, or Les Mis, or Matilda. That wouldn't have happened. These shows get people into the West End that wouldn't necessarily be in the West End for anything else. So yeah, I mean, they were like they were up on their feet for Bohemian Rhapsody at the end. They were so enthused and so excited for the show and for everything in it. And, you know, I don't think that they would have gone for anything else. And if they felt that amazing after seeing a show, would they have gone to see something else in the future? Maybe so. They'd have probably gone home and gone to their like other halves. "This show is amazing. I'd like to go see something." It gets people into the West End that you wouldn't expect to see in the West End, and that can only be good. And if they feel good at the end of it, then I guess the show's done its job. I don't understand why it's a dirty word. So I'm kind of sad that there will not be a group of large men trotting down to the West End to see Bat Out of Hell after January. I'm hoping to get down, don't know when, but I would love to go down and see it again. I'm also really sad that my letter is coming off the wall in the Dominion come January, because I saw an Instagram story last night of inside Jordan's dressing room and my letter's still on the wall. I was like, that's me. So yeah, whatever happens to that letter, wherever he ends up, maybe I have to write another one. Or maybe I'll write to some of the new casts. bit of a congratulations for Charlie Stemp might be in order. I'll be interested to see what goes into the Dominion next. I kind of feel like it's the home of a rock musical after We Will Rock You and Bat Out of Hell were in there. So if any big rock stars are thinking of writing like their memoirs and turning it into a musical, probs go down to the Dominion. It's an amazing show. And do me a favour, cast John and Luke Gage, because I don't want him to take my letter down off the wall.